Welcome to another edition of Question and Answer with a Criminal Defense Attorney. I'm Mark Solomon, a defense attorney in Denver, Colorado, and today's question is a clarification on reinstating your license with a persistent drunk driver or having an interlock. But before we get to that, don't forget to click like and subscribe with a little bell next to it to be notified of future videos. Let's get to the question. So, reinstating your license as a persistent drunk driver, that's the PDD statute. So just as a brief rehash, I have done a video. I'll put a link here just as a refresher. But if you refused to take the blood or breath test as a first offense, that would be a persistent drunk driver. If you have a high BAC, that's blood or breath alcohol at the Department of Revenue hearing, or if you waived a hearing and the blood or breath alcohol is high, as in a 0.15 or higher, you will be considered a persistent drunk driver for a first offense, and any second offense in the state of Colorado will be a persistent drunk driver. And what does that mean? The answer is you will have to have 2 years of interlock. Let's look at this. This is literally what has to happen. First, you're going to have a period of no driving, which is either 30 days if you took the test or 60 days if it was marked as a refusal and upheld at the hearing. So 30 or 60 days of no driving, number one. Number two, 2 years of interlock, the ignition interlock device or IID. Number three, you have to have no violations of the interlock, as in no tampering with interlock, which extends the time of the interlock, or driving without an interlock, which are all violations, which will extend the period of time before you can reinstate. And then if successful, if compliant, number four is you get to reinstate with a normal license. What I like to tell my clients who are facing DUI charges is, if you're under the persistent drunk driver law, waiting 2 years to reinstate your license makes absolutely no sense. The actual suspension period is longer than 60 or 30 days, depending on the case. But you can reinstate with the interlock after 30 or 60 days. If you wait any amount of time, all you're doing is waiting. It doesn't run that 2 year time limit. That 2 year time requirement to have an interlock restricted license. So the way to remember it is this: you have to have an interlock restricted license for 2 years before you can reinstate with a regular license. I'm going to say that again. You have to have an interlock restricted license for 2 years before you can reinstate with a regular license. So under the current law, if nothing changes, you could wait 10 years, be DUI suspended for 10 years, and then go to reinstate. They're going to tell you you're going to need to get an interlock restricted license for 2 years before you can reinstate with a regular license. So that is the question and answer for today. If you would like your own question in future videos, you can put it in the comments below, tag me on Twitter, or email me. And as always, if the police officer is standing there asking you questions, or even on the phone asking you questions about what you have, what you know, where you've been, or anything at all, you have a right to say, "I don't want to talk to you." And if they persist, I want a lawyer.